It's Madden NFL 24, and we'll get a look here at tight end Pat Fryermuth. He just crossed the century mark last week with 101 yards. It's the Steelers and the Colts, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They'll be led out by the veteran in his 10th NFL campaign, Jimmy Garoppolo.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Here we go.
Garoppolo, first play, going to throw it. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards, the final tally. Now runs straight ahead with Warren. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And here are the key inactives for them in this one. And obviously, Charles, are going to be without some important names this week.
Well, hopefully those guys will be on the sidelines encouraging the guys who are going out there and helping them when they come off the sidelines during the game by giving them some tips on what they see and what they've experienced. That's true teamwork. And if you want to get to the playoffs, if you want to have a big push, you have to have that on your squad.
Here we go.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo.
A short one there to Fryermuth.
The numbers for him from a week ago. 9 catches, 101 yards, and a score.
And he's trying to prove the adage is not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. George Pickens, his intended receiver there, and it's 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. You look at this Colt defense. They're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Dio Odengbo in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. So here come the Colts to take over for the first time, and leading the way is the number 4 pick in the draft out of Florida. Here's Anthony Richardson.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Meanwhile, Richardson's throw pulled in by Woods. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Here's the former NFL rushing champ. It's Jonathan Taylor. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22. This defense for the Steelers, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it, I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked it.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Chandon Sullivan. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to a self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. You look at the Steeler defense. They come into this one 9th in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to it. That'll go as a pickup of 8. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The tackle made by Landon Roberts. 2nd down, another run with Taylor. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down. Trying to punch it in with Taylor. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. Good spot on the field to go for it. Kind of no man's land, as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give you a little raised eyebrow, might be too far for the field goal, so it gives you a great chance to go for it. Personally, if you have those tendencies to be aggressive as a head coach, you kind of like this spot because it gives you the decision to go ahead and go for it when you want to anyway.
2nd and 10, back to the air with Richardson. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession.
They currently sit one game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
Here we go.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now Garoppolo. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well. And every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Going for Boykin, but it is intercepted. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. Well, they matched their opponent's pick 6 from earlier. Those are some crucial points that may prove pretty consequential as to how this one plays out.
And Brandon, I think now we're not just watching how they move around the field, but we're checking their psychology out a little bit, aren't we? Because that defense, they're about to go right back out with all the momentum on their side. That's for the opposing offense. You wonder if there's going to be some hesitation to lean entirely on the passing game to try and mount a counterattack.
Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. They give to Taylor out of the gun. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Playing as a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the 2nd level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
All right, rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Boswell for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Isaiah McKenzie. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Colts. I know a lot lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Here we go.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Some coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down now, but that clock rolling. To throw, it's Garoppolo. This is caught by Robinson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Garoppolo hustling him back to the line now. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. Got his man. It's Warren. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Juju Brents. And the Colts are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. 1st and 10. Richardson looks to throw it. That's to the tight end, Mallory. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Now 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. A short throw pulled in by Woods. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A gain of 11 that time, and a Colts first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag...
Oh, he's intercepted again. It's Richardson's 3rd of the game. Picked up by DeMonte Kazin. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6. Touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee They told him, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. And they'll accept that penalty. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
And this is going to be intercepted. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. Both of these offenses had their share of high points in that first half. Each team had some big moments, and it would seem this could turn out to be a game where the last score wins. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Colts.
Again, Open Partner, I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. An extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will tie us at 24. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Garoppolo's throw into the hands of Pickens. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. On the give, it's Warren. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield Incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Garoppolo. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Garoppolo now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 19. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Dayo Odeyingbo picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. A short one there to Freiermuth. So the completion good for just 3. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Garoppolo looks to throw. Here's Freiermuth again. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This one from 35 yards away. Boswell's kick is good, and they have regained the lead. So give them 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
2nd down, another run with Taylor.
And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
56 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Throwing on first down is Minshew.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception.
Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers are going to take... at their own 41.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
Here we go.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them. Melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
So 8 yards on the completion there. And 3rd and 1 now. To the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. On play action, now Garoppolo.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That close on 3rd down. I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
On 1st down, Richardson. He'll get this one to Pittman. And he'll be stopped at his tracks right at the 33.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
My high school football coach was very fond of saying, you've got to meet force with force. And on a short yardage running play, that's what you're going to encounter. And how about them picking up the 1st down on that one?
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And taken down just shy of the 40.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Richardson's throw going to be caught by McKenzie.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down.
Again, it's Taylor.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it.
And he stopped immediately there.
Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
Richardson to the air on 1st down. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Richardson on 3rd and short. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And we are all tied here in the final stages. We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
And the Steelers set to take the field. They'd like to avoid overtime here, so maybe they can work the sidelines, but then defensively, how do they adjust to that if they do work the sideline?
It's the old leverage game, and we usually talk about leverage at the line of scrimmage, right? Who's going to win with the low blocking and everything that goes along with that. But in this case, You're trying as a defender to leverage them towards the middle of the field, not let them get to the sidelines and try and tackle them inbounds in order to run the clock out.
Chess match here late.
Meanwhile, Garoppolo's throw here taken in by Boykin.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Now second down and a few inches.
Now Garoppolo.
Oh, and that is incomplete. This crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches.
Garoppolo to throw.
That's to Freiermuth.
And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Here we go.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
To throw is Garoppolo.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle.
I'm starting to wonder here, are they trying to prevent winning? Because right now, they're laying back and they're picking them apart, moving the ball downfield. I think they got to start bringing a little pressure towards the quarterback.
Back to throw, Garoppolo.
He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and a 3rd would win it. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And I tell you, when it comes to needing a field goal in closing seconds, pressure situation, there's something to be said for having a veteran kicker trot out there.
Agreed. It's so nice to have someone you can rely on, someone who you know has done it before. And this guy's as cool as they come, isn't he?
Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
One last shot for Richardson. This ball intercepted.
Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game.